Alright, welcome back everybody to part 2. So I've done the second coat of the Neos for the sky, Neo 2s so far. What I'm thinking today is we go in with our Neos on the hills and trees that are down the bottom. Now I had a look at some pictures of the Minokawa and the landscape from Thailand, the Philippines. And the Philippines is beautiful and lush and green. So I'm going in with some darker green on the trees, and then the hills will be based with the lighter green. So again, this is just the base. I'll come back in with my pencils once that has all been done. So again, I'm going to go in with my darker green on the trees and then the lighter green on the hills. Okay, so I'm going in with the same method that I did with the sky, and I'm using my paintbrush on my crayon itself rather than drawing it on. Okay, let's zoom you in. So as you can see, there's some gorgeous tiny little trees and like forest lands. So I'm literally just going to go in with that dark green in where those trees are. So as you can see, there's a lot of trees and things in here. So I'm going to go in with that darker color and just base all those trees. Again, I'm going to come in with my pencils once I get to that point, but this is just all basing it in. And it looks quite dark on there, but it's not that dark. Okay, so this darker green's going in where all the trees are. The landscape looks absolutely beautiful over there, so I want to keep it nice and green and lush in my picture too. All right. I like that this book and Kirby gives us the names of the myths and a little bit about like where they've come from and how they've come about, because it gives me a chance to Google a little bit about the myths or about the creatures, so I can get an idea of like not just the landscape but what they may look like and how other people have depicted them in artworks and pictures and images and stuff of them. So yeah, like this one I've Googled the Minokawa, and there's a few depictions of the Minokawa. There was one with some beautiful photos of the Minokawa, sort of like in a galaxy sort of looking sky, and the Minokawa itself is like a golden orange and a yellow, and then through the middle of the sort of the wings into here it's all like a purpley tinge, and through the tail as well. So I'm actually thinking about doing that on mine just to give it a bit of difference. And then I'm thinking once we've added in that purple, which will split up those oranges and golds and reds, to bring some of that purple into the clouds somehow. I don't know if I want to do like a stormy looking cloud or if I just want to do I don't know. So I was planning to do the clouds and these hills, but I'm thinking what I'm going to have to do, because I'm unsure about the clouds, is go in and do the Minokawa first, and then any colours that I kind of use on the Minokawa I can bring into those clouds and into those skies to sort of tie it all together. Whereas I think if I just went in and did the clouds and then did the Minokawa, I think I might not be happy, because I learnt that lesson with the other page that I did with the trolls, I didn't like the clouds, and I should have left them till last to actually consider that a bit more, so I'm a bit reluctant to go straight in with those clouds, because I do normally leave, you know, like that sort of thing to last, so I can tie those colours in, but for some reason I decided to do that first last time. Yeah, so I don't want to do that again. So I'm loving all the mermaid pictures coming out at the moment. I've done 3 so far, and I haven't uploaded them to Insta because I want to do like a hashtag mermaid video at the end of the month where I'll show them all off. 2 of them are only smaller ones from the Lulu Mayo book, A Million Mermaids, and then the other one is from the Disney Portraits book of Ariel, and that's just a little cute one that I sort of kicked off the hashtag with. Yeah, I noticed I watched Dan's Colour with Dan, this video where he's done the mermaid colour along kind of thing, and I wasn't going to do a video colouring along with it, but I think I might, and just do one of them from Camilla D'Erico's book, the mermaid book that I've got. I've done one in there for the mermaid. Again, I'll show it in my completed mermaid pages video. And that was actually quite a fun one because I was trying out the fluoro pencils from Prisma, because I never use them. I have them, I don't really use them on anything. So that was fun, something different. So I haven't decided if I'm going to use my Prismas or polys on this yet to come in with. Maybe even Inktense, I'm not sure. I don't know. I can never decide because I like them both for different reasons. The polys do work quite well on this paper though. Something about this book, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed. I know there's been a lot of people talking about the spine being binded differently. For me, that doesn't bother me. It's the smell of the paper. It dead set smells like newspaper. It stinks. I hate it. It's not, I don't know, normally I love the smell of paper and I love the smell of new books, but this book stinks. Yeah, it actually, I don't know, it's off-putting. And it's got like a really strong print smell, like burnt paper or newspaper or something. I don't know. It stinks. And I've got 2 copies from 2 different places and they both smell like that. So I don't think it's from where it's come from, as in like the bookshop that it's come from, because they both stink. Okay, I'm going to pull you back out. And now that we've done the base of the green, which was emerald green by the way, I'm going to come in now with my yellow green and do those hills. So I'll leave you out for this one. Again, coming in with my paintbrush on the actual crayon itself and coming in. But yeah, that smell is just, I don't know. Something about it. I just love how quick the Neo 2s are to get that base in. It's just, yeah, so easy. And they're so easy to use. Like, you can't really go wrong with them, honestly. And I found too, if I do accidentally get it into somewhere that I don't want it, what I do is I go back in with just a little bit of water on my brush, just plain water, add the water to where I have made the error, and with a tissue just blot it, again, wet it, blot it, wet it, blot it, and it actually lifts it up pretty good. You almost don't even notice it's there once you add your pencil in. So there's a little trick tip thing for you. I've had to do that a couple of times where I've stuffed up, as we all do. Now there seems to be like a little clearing here. I'm just going to go on with the light green there. It's probably water, to be honest, but I'm just going to say it's a clearing. All right, so now that they are based with those Neo 2s, I'm going to jump off camera for a minute, and I'm going to go and dry that with my heat gun. It is raining here, so things are taking a hell of a lot longer to dry. So yeah, I'll jump off camera, dry that with my heat gun, and then we're going to come back in with our pencil work and do that. I think we'll keep it as separate videos, just so they're not too long. So I'll go in, dry that, come back in with our pencil, and then we'll do the Minokawa and the clouds as separate because I don't want the videos being too long. All right, I'll jump back soon. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in where the trees are with 3 different greens, because they're not really, there's some that are separated, but as an overall, it's quite a bigger piece. So I'm going in with beach green, felt green, and hooker's green. In the Inktense, and all I'm going to do, I'll zoom you in, is I'm going to come in just in like patches, I guess, and kind of just lay those colors down in patches. Just, yeah, coming in, laying them down. touches. And then yeah, switch the colours out. Laying it down. So you're going to get different shades in there. What I'm even thinking is, so they don't blend too much, I'll go in between them with my alcohol marker. So I don't like I don't like to activate with water. I feel like I don't have as much control, and it spreads the color around a lot. So I go in with my alcohol marker and activate it that way. So it's just as simple as coming over where you've applied the color and activating it with the marker. And then coming in with your next color. Just so I don't want them blending together. I kind of want them to look separate, which is why I'm going to do it sort of in the layers rather than just going straight in there and blending it all together. Just to give it a little bit of difference, because I don't want it to look like it's one big like blank canvas, I guess, of trees. I want it to look like, you know, there's clusters. Like when you look at the top of a forest, there's not going to be one blanket color. It's going to be a mix of different colors. So that's kind of what my thinking is. So come in with that alcohol marker, and this is just the Copic chow, but what I do is I actually have the Copic colorless ink and I apply it to the tip just when I feel like it's getting dry, because I like juiciness. And yeah, I just found it works that way for me. It's probably obviously not the right way to do it, but I just like it extra juicy. So you can fill it up, obviously, refill, but yeah, I just like the extra juiciness. What I come in with. Okay. All right, so what I'll do, now that you kind of have seen the plan with those forest trees, I'll go in and speed all that up. But what I'll do before I do that is I'll show you what I'm going to do with the hills. I'll do these two hills and then I'll speed up the whole rest of that. So I'm not stopping and starting. It's just I'll talk through what I'm doing, and then for the rest I'll speed it up so you can sort of go from there. So for my hills, I have chosen, because I do want to keep them lighter than the trees, so I've chosen felt green as my bottom, like the darker part of the hill. Then I've got sherbet lemon is going to go at the top as my lighter bit, and then apple green in that middle tone. Now the sherbet lemon, I think sherbet lemon is more of a yellow green, so it's just going to give it a little bit of light, like there's light on top of the hill without being too in your face. I think that kind of makes sense. Okay, so what I would do is go in with my darker color first, which is felt green. This corner is really annoying me, and I'm going to apply that down first. So putting it around the base of the hill. Then I'm going to go in with my middle tone, which is the apple green. And this is a beautiful green. I love apple green. And because I only want the sherbet lemon, just to sort of tip it, I am going to bring this all the way almost to the top. And I do want that sherbet green to come around the sides a little bit. So coming up, I kind of blend it down into that previous color as well. Now the sherbet lemon Again, it's just sort of on the tip of that mountain. I will bring it down slightly, and then I'll go back in with my apple and kind of blend that in a little bit. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with my Copic. I'm just going to add a little bit more ink. Keep them nice and juicy. Okay, now I'm going to come in and start at the lighter part and work down into that darker part. So I'm going to activate that top layer and then swipe it, working down towards that darker colour. And I work sort of sideways, so I'm keeping the pen moving the whole time, and I'm also keeping it in the same direction to avoid any streaking. There you go, there's one. All right, let's go in with the next one, and then I'll speed you guys up and you can just watch from there. So again, go in with your darker around the base. Like I've said previously, I'm not good at colouring, you know, realistically, I guess. So as long as it looks good, I'm, you know, not really fussed that, you know, it doesn't look like a mountain. Whatever, it's my book, I don't mind. As long as it looks good overall, I'm happy. All right, so coming in with that apple green, and then with my sherbet lemon around the top where that light is hitting. Go back in with your apple just to blend it a bit, and there you go. All right, now we come back into activate again, starting at the lighter, dragging down into those darker areas, keeping it going at the same direction. And there you have it. So I will speed you guys up. I'll keep going on those hills. I'll do the hills and all of the trees, and then I'll come back in once that's done. So I'll see you guys soon. I'll speed you up now. Okay, so there you have it. That is our hills and trees, and I've just realised I've missed a little spot down here, so I'm just going to come in and do that. And there. Okay, so that's our hills and our trees done. The next job will be coming in and doing the Minokawa. From the Minokawa, I will then do the clouds because I want to wait and see what colour I decide to do the Minokawa before I do the clouds, because I want to bring some of that colour across. But yeah, alright, so that is the base with the Neos and then over the top with the Inktense. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I know this one wasn't very interesting, but it is part of the process of completing the page, so I know some people might want to see the whole process, so there you go. Alright, I'll be back maybe today to do the Minokawa. If not, I will get back to you guys soon. See you later.